morning. It's Monday, May 13th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. We're bringing you all the news, announcements, and events, along with a couple of special guests. I'm Dr. Amy Tan, Dean of HCC's English and Communications, and I'm joined by Dr. Nicholas Cox, our History Department Chair. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning. Good morning. How was your weekend? Did you have a nice Mother's Day yesterday?
I did. I had a lovely Mother's Day weekend. I got to see my mom and my 97-year-old grandma, and all my kids, so it was really fantastic. Thanks for
That sounds,
asking.
yeah, that sounds wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, we did Mother's Day things on Saturday, so I got to see my mom. My kids got to spend time with their mother. It was nice.
I'm so glad. It is a really special day, and this year it just seems like it crept up on me with all of we were just saying how incredible that it's already almost the middle of May.
No, that's right. Normally Mother's Day and graduation are almost the same weekend, so we have them spaced out this year. It's nice to
A
have a
little
little
bit.
time for both.
That's right, a little bit. I spent 10 straight years going to piano recitals on Mother's Day. And I miss it a little bit, but it was nice to be home. Well, we are live on HCCTV whenever HC is in session. But Nick, how can people find us?
Yeah, that's right. We are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page and on YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCC TV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And today we're going to learn about HCC's music auditions and more from the Performing Arts Department. We are joined by Jennifer Gardner, the Instructional Support Specialist of HCC Media, Visual, and Performing Arts COE, which we affectionately call MVP. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad to see you. And if you'll just hold on for 1 minute, well, for 10 minutes, Dr. Cox will be right with you, and so that we can hear all about the exciting things happening.
Okay, will do.
I will be right with you. But first, as we continue to recognize AAPI Month, our Mental Health Monday guest will discuss her space for wellness, growth, and lifelong learning. Welcome, Mai-Anh Nguyen, owner of Auraura House. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Amy. So nice to be here with you this morning.
I'm so glad to meet you, and especially to celebrate AAPI Month. I'm always happy to recognize our AAPI heritage and culture, and we're glad to have you with us.
I'm very grateful and glad to be talking about this with you today.
Well, let's begin with the description of Auraura House.
Absolutely. So Auraura House is Houston's transformational home for, as you said, wellness, growth, and lifelong learning. So we stand for our clients unlocking their highest good and their greatest potential. And we do that by empowering them to lead lives as agents for positive change. We primarily support mental and emotional well-being, and we do that through two modalities. So first is our wellness workshops for collective healing, and second is one-on-one hypnosis sessions for deeper work.
Well, and where is Auraura House? Is it a physical location? Can people come and find you there?
We are working on that. So we currently reside in the Montrose West Gray area. So we have a residency with a studio at Mala Market, which is a locally owned nonprofit business supporting local creators. We have a beautiful, very warm studio that we use for our workshops, and then actually most of the hypnosis sessions that we facilitate are going to be virtual or in an office that we are currently nailing down right now.
Excellent. So to be continued.
Yeah.
Tell us more about collective healing.
It's a great question. So collective healing is when people are supported in empowering themselves to develop their own skills, their own capacities, and enabling healing in their communities, in their families, and then within themselves, right? Like we talk a lot about how we process things like trauma, for example. And, it's always nice to have professional help, but a lot of the work, and any mental health professional will tell you this, like it starts with you as a client or as a patient, right? And so Auraura House supports collective healing by hosting really fun and engaging thought-provoking workshops that center around themes in universal human development. So things like self-acceptance, compassion, self-empowerment, and then, just finding meaning, right? Like those things that we all kind of look for throughout our lives. And so our workshops are designed to bring like-minded people together to create that community and that support. And we help one another in, varying capacities and levels, because even the most introverted of us heal through our relationships and through our connections with others. And so we hold space for that. And we make it fun, because human beings learn best when we're having fun.
Definitely when they're engaged and there's something they can walk away with. So would you say this is like a group setting, that it's not one-on-one?
The workshops are intended to be in group settings. Now, we have folks who like, hey, if this is my first foray into self-exploration, I'm more comfortable in a one-on-one setting. We can make them private, just for them to kind of dip their toe in a way that's most comfortable. But the idea is to make it both affordable, approachable, and just accessible for everyone.
And how does processing emotions, especially through the work that you do, support mental well-being?
Wonderful question. So emotional work is a huge part of how we do this. And it's important and critical, because when you think about emotions, it's just information moving through our bodies, right? We have a stimulus that is perceived from outside of ourselves, our beings, and our brains take that information and that stimulus in, and then our bodies begin to react on it in different ways, depending on the emotion, right? So when we ignore that information, or when we stifle it, what tends to happen is we begin to create tension in our bodies. So you can feel it in your chest, your shoulders. Some people feel it, in their headspace, and it can be a very physical experience as well. And so what we do is we acknowledge the fact that really emotions have only one purpose, and that's to deliver a message and then leave. Once you address that information that it's trying to convey to you, it's much easier to let go. You're able to move on. And so we run different workshops that support meditation or very light hypnosis to help people be still with those emotions and be able to listen to that. And once you do, you find that your minds, your bodies begin to feel more at ease. And that is how it supports mental well-being.
I mean, that's really the hard part, is the letting go. And sometimes you think you've let it go, but it like sticks with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Amy. And so, the question we always ask is, what is it trying to tell you? What is this emotion trying to tell you? When you are able to get to the core of that, that's that first step in processing, and it gets easier each and every time.
And so is that what you would say is the power of the subconscious mind? And
100%.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So the subconscious mind, and any psych professor will tell you this, right? It's a center where we experience emotion. It's also our creative intelligence. So the language of the subconscious mind is in images, right? The mental movies that we play in our head. And it is also where we do a majority of our learning. It's our association making mechanism. So how we connect two completely different ideas to create a pattern, for example. And the power of the subconscious mind is that it also controls our body, or influences our body through the autonomic nervous system. So all those things that kind of run on autopilot. So let me ask you this, Amy. You've seen scary films before, yes?
Yes.
Yes. And you're in one of those really high tension scenes, and it's not real, but what happens in your body, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can feel your heart racing. You start to worry. You start to get anxious.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Without even thinking about it, you're not telling your body to do that. And so when you're able to tune into and enhance your connection to the subconscious mind and the information that's processing there, what we're able to do is then reprogram our brains to think differently, or to accept new truths, new information. And so let's say, for example, if you have, fear of test taking, because I get that, right? Or anxiety with public speaking, things like that. I lack confidence in this, that, or the other. Like, we're able to relax the conscious mind so that you can really get in touch with those feelings in a very safe way, right? Like, you're not going to be reliving events, but you're able to observe them from a very safe distance, and from there you're able to observe things as they're happening and gain and glean the information that your subconscious mind is just trying to tell you. That's not safe. That didn't feel good. Things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So really being able to distance yourself and say, okay, that's not real. This isn't happening. And I'm in control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and we are quickly running out of time. But if you could just really briefly tell us, why did you choose to focus on hypnotherapy, and how would you suggest someone choose a hypnotherapist?
Thank you for asking. So I'll make this very quick. So I picked hypnotherapy because it's actually what worked for me in my own healing journey, right? Processing things like grief, for example. It is the one thing that allowed me to really connect with myself, understand the power that I have within me, which feels really good. And it has been something that I've seen work for others over and over again. And so it marries this really wonderful approach in science, like how we understand the mind to work, but then also there's a beautiful art to it with neurolinguistic programming. And a few other things like understanding how words affect folks. So that's why I chose it. Just incredibly effective. And then when it comes to choosing your hypnotherapist, like, I would advise everybody, do your research. Not all hypnotherapists are equal. The school I went to, for example, they are supported by the National Institute of Health and Research. And so they've done a lot of studies behind that to put a lot of evidence into what we're doing, and to be able to test that out and really find what's effective and what's not. So that's where I would start.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The segment just went by too quickly. You just have so much information to share, and I'm definitely going to check out your workshops. So thank you, Mai-Anh Nguyen, owner of Auraura House and our Mental Health Monday guest. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to have all of your information in the post after the show. And Nick, I'm going to throw it to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That was a great segment, but we are going to turn now to Jennifer Gardner, our Instructional Support Specialist for the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. Welcome to the show, Jennifer. You're our Music Monday guest.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're going to talk about what HCC's music program has to offer, but I think we'll start with auditions. I understand you have held one student audition, but there is another one coming up. Can you just tell us a little bit about the audition process?
Sure. On Saturday, May 18th, the music program will host music student auditions. Prospective students will have an opportunity to learn more about the music program, the courses that we offer, meet music faculty and the division chair, take a placement exam, and receive advising. Auditions are open to music students of high school, a transfer of all instruments and voices, as well as abilities, and we do encourage them to register to attend.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. My son is just getting out of 6 years of marching band in junior high and high school. And I remember when he was a little kid going to the petting zoo so he could try out all the different instruments. This sounds like a college adult version of that, where you get to see everything that's happening in the program.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. So what does our music program include? What can students do once they've gotten through these auditions?
Sure. The music department offers opportunities for musicians of all ages and abilities. We offer an Associate of Arts in Music and provide students with a well-rounded education in music theory, history, and performance. Students learn keyboard skills, they gain sight, singing, and ear training skills. They learn to notate music and to critically evaluate musical works.
Oh, that's wonderful. There's a whole range of options there, and not just classes, but awards and certificates as well. Where across the city of Houston on our campuses do you guys offer music programming?
We offer classes at the Central Campus, the Stafford Campus, and the Spring Branch Campus. And we also offer creative arts core classes across the Houston area, as well as online.
Yeah, so those sort of academic core classes we teach everywhere.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, how does this program encourage creativity and expression?
Sure. So music inspires creativity by evoking strong emotions and memories. These strong emotions can trigger inspiration and motivation. The study of various musical styles and personalized instruction through applied lessons, all of the courses that we offer, enable students to sharpen their skills and apply them to their creative inspirations. Moreover, a lot of the classes that we offer require students to create their own musical compositions. For example, some of our professors who teach fundamentals of music require students to write an original song with any method that they choose. They could just sing the song, they could use instrumental accompaniment, or they can also use a digital audio workstation like Pro Tools or Logic. But the key is the student are required to turn in a notated musical score of their composition.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So let me ask you a question here. I see you're an instructional support specialist. Can you tell me a little bit about your role, specifically what you do for the COE?
Sure. So I support instruction within the program, performing arts, as well as visual arts and media arts. I also coordinate a lot of our social media content. I manage the event calendars. I also incorporate new ideas and come up with new processes to make sure the flow of instruction goes smoothly.
Okay, so you're behind the scenes helping all the students and instructors make sure the classes and the events all go smoothly.
Yes.
No, that's wonderful. You must see a lot of great students this way, a lot of great music and creativity in the classes. So, what would the learning outcomes be for most of these courses in this program?
Well, one of the learning outcomes is that students may go on to continue their education. They may continue and get a bachelor's degree in music. They may also go on to get a graduate degree. And there's an array of opportunities in the music program. Students may go on to be an educator. They may be a performer, a composer, an arranger, a conductor, a choral director, a music therapist, arts administrators, and much more. Upon completion, students will have developed a proficiency in performance in their primary instrument or voice and acquired a solid foundation in music.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. So, tell me, I know this past year we've had a lot of performances on campus. Even last week, I think there was a big band event at Spring Branch. What are some of the most memorable musical performances that the department held that you got to experience?
Well, first off, Houston Community College has some of Houston's best musicians and composers. Our music faculty actively participate in and host recitals and concerts that provide the students with professional learning opportunities. Last fall, we hosted Sarah Rothenberg, the artistic director of DeCamera Houston, in concert, where she played several of Beethoven's late sonatas. And after the concert, she stuck around to chat with the students and provide them valuable insight. This semester, we had the Lacasio Clay and Fenton concert where Adam Vincent Clay played piano works by our very own music faculty, Joe Lacasio. And he also premiered vocal works and piano works that were written specifically for Professor Francis Fenton. This semester, we also hosted a music masterclass that featured Dr. Eric McCloskey, a baritone, and Dr. Michael McAndrew, a collaborative pianist. A student enjoyed a private concert and were also able to perform for and receive feedback from Dr. McCluskey and McAndrew. In March, we had our second American Women Composers Recital, where students observed and enjoyed HCC faculty and guests. Professor Shiver was accompanied by her sister, Dr. Kay Pace. She is a national and international concert pianist, composer, instructor, clinician, choir master, and ethnomusicologist. We also host several student events that allow them to really hone their skills and gain experiences. We had our ensemble concert in the fall where we were blown away with Christmas carols. And this semester, the Heist Concert Choir and HCC Concert Choir inspired the audience with spring classics. We also have several instrumental ensembles, as you've stated. We had the chamber ensemble that graced the audience with Swan Lake, and the jazz ensemble learned from and performed with guest trumpeter Brad Good in the Monday Night Big Band. It was such a treat. And we also hold beginning and advanced student recitals, such as the music student recital, as well as the music honors recital.
No, there's so much rich live music performance happening on our campuses, and I really wish more people knew about that. How would people be able to keep up to date with upcoming events and not just auditions and classes, but performances as well?
Sure. To stay up to date with upcoming events for the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence, you can reach out to us on the web by visiting hccs.edu/arts events. Viewers can also go and check out our flow page for all of our media handles and our event caps. Links to the flow pages are available on our calendar. And if you're interested in learning more about our music program or any of our performing arts programs, I do encourage you to schedule an appointment with our division chair, Professor Susan Hines. You can reach out to her via email at susan.hines@hccs.edu or by scheduling an appointment via bookings.
Well, that's wonderful. Before I let you go, I wanted to tell you that as the chair of the history department, I've got some people that are interested in collaborating, a couple of music historians, actually. We've done some events recently. In the fall, we had one of DJ Screw's biographers come and give a lecture about Houston's hip hop history. But we also have people that write and research about Latino music in San Antonio, in Miami, and we're always looking to try and bring history and the arts together. So we'll talk. We'll talk.
Wow, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today on Music Monday.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me once again.
All right, everybody. That was Jennifer Gardner, Instructional Support Specialist for HCC's Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. We'll have her information on our post after the show.
Thank you, Nick. And that is why we call it the MVP, because they are really out there killing it. So we have some news, events, and announcements to get to. And to start us off, we have FAFSA Nights. Do you need help with your application? If you're looking for help with your FAFSA application, Financial Aid is hosting more in-person FAFSA Nights. They will be held on Thursdays in the month of May. The next one is 5 to 7 p.m., May 16th at various campuses. So be sure to check the post after the show to find out which campuses.
Oh, that's excellent. I know a lot of people have been struggling with FAFSA this year. Hopefully we can help. So Instructional Service Awards are coming soon, and the deadline for submissions is noon, Wednesday, May 29th. HCC will accept nominations for the Instructional Services Award for 23-24. Please nominate an outstanding colleague or yourself, and you can submit more than one nomination. The categories for awards include Outstanding Faculty Leader, Outstanding Faculty Member, Outstanding Instructional Administrator, and Outstanding Instructional Services Staff Member. Check our post after the show for more information.
I need to make my submissions. I have to put that on my calendar. So Ableton Live workshops with a Grammy winner are coming up. This summer, HCC will host 2 Ableton workshops on music theory, creating beats, sampling, and remixing. June sessions will be led by Grammy-winning HCC professor Nate Robinson. July's will be led by Ableton certified trainer David Sharma. That's going to be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays, June 8th and June 15th at HCC North Forest Campus, and July 6th and 13th at HCC Northwest Spring Branch Campus. All the registration information is in the post after the show.
All right. Well, everybody, admissions info sessions are going to give you the help you need. If you're looking to enroll for the summer or fall, but you find yourself overwhelmed with the admissions process, well, HCC can help with its virtual information sessions to guide you through the enrollment process. Whether you've got questions about applying, financial aid, international advising, or academic programming, HCC's advisors can support you through the process. Check our post after the show for registration information.
And we mentioned earlier at the top of the show that it is graduation season. So no up to the minute later this week because HCC's commencement season is upon us. And HCCTV's crew will be prepping and working the ceremonies. So up to the minute will not air this Thursday and Friday. We'll be sure to broadcast best of episodes on HCCTV so you can still tune in. Just a reminder, that's Thursday and Friday, May 16th and 17th, and we will return on Monday, May 20th.
Well, if they're going to play best of episodes, I imagine that they'll get to see you and I a little bit more, right, Dr. Tan?
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. Well, fall registration is open. Register for the fall has already begun with regular and smaller semesters offered in a variety of programs. Like all of HCC's courses for the summer and fall, we offer classes online anytime. We offer classes online on a schedule. We offer classes in person, and we have hybrid classes that meet a little bit in person, a little bit online. We even have hybrid labs. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply.
And coming up for Tasty Tuesday, the man behind Nudini's Chef Table will join us to talk about how they survived a flood and helped to reinvent the longtime Houston restaurant. And HCC's Community Learning Division will discuss its many programs for students over the age of 50, including several dance and mat Pilates classes this summer. Thanks for being here with me today, Nick.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.